Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we're looking at the first grade concept of geometry, specifically how we can draw and describe two-dimensional shapes, and we'll do it in 5 minutes or less. So the first distinction we need to make are polygons and not polygons. So polygons have shapes inside them. Shapes are considered a polygon if they have two things in common. They have straight sides, and they need to be closed. So if it's not straight, and if it's not closed, then it's not a polygon. So here's a perfect example. This is a shape that we are all very familiar with. So that's a circle. It is closed, but it's not straight. So it's a shape, but it's not a polygon. Now there is a special type of polygon that has 3 sides. We call those triangles. Triangles have 3 sides. Remember, since they're a polygon, they have to be closed. I'm going to draw a little line there to separate the two. And so you can have a triangle like this. This is a special type of triangle called an equilateral triangle because all 3 sides are equal. Sometimes you'll get a triangle like this that has a certain angle, like this is a right triangle. And sometimes your triangles will just be all kinds of strange lines, but as long as there's 3 of them and it's closed, it's considered a triangle. If you were to see something like this, 2 sides, and then that 3rd side is curved, well, it kind of looks like an ice cream cone, but it's not a triangle because of this curved side. Or if you were to see something like this, this is almost a triangle, but it's not a triangle, it's not a polygon because it's not closed. It's got that little opening right there. So next we have rectangles. So rectangles, they've got 4 sides, but there's a little bit more. There's 4 sides, and there are 4 right angles. Right angles are 90 degrees. They're kind of like square corners. This right here is a right angle. So you can even have right angles inside triangles. And so it's got 4 sides. It's got 4 right angles, and then it's got 2 sets of, I'm going to draw 2 little lines, looks like double L, parallel lines. So let's draw an example, because we know what a rectangle is. Rectangles can be kind of short and wide. Sometimes our rectangles are long and skinny. But both of these are rectangles, regardless of which way they're facing, or even if we shade it in or color it a different color, that doesn't matter. So each of them have 4 sides. That's easy to see. The right angles are right here, square corners. 90 degrees. When you get older, you hear them called perpendicular, but straight up and straight across, those are your right angles. And then 2 sets of parallel lines. So this line right here is parallel with that line right there. That means if you were to draw those lines forever, they would never touch. They'd run side by side without ever moving closer or farther. And that line is parallel with that line. And just like this, we've got this top line is parallel with the bottom line, and this side line is parallel with this side line. Now, we have a square. Now, here's the strange thing about a square. A square has got 4 sides. It's got 4 right angles. That means it's got the 4 square corners. And it has 2 sets of parallel lines. So guess what? A square is a type of rectangle. The only difference is it's got one more thing. 4 sides that are equal. That's the difference. Squares have equal sides, but it's got everything that a rectangle does. It just has 4 sides that are the exact same length, but there's square corners, there's 4 sides, you've got parallel lines. So a square is a special type of rectangle. Let's finish off with a rhombus. It's got 4 equal sides, just like a square, and it's got 2 sets of parallel lines, also just like a square. And so that's parallel with that. These 2 are parallel as well. So a square is a special type of rhombus because it has 4 equal sides and 2 sets of parallel lines. And a square is a special type of rectangle because it's got 4 right angles and 2 sets of parallel lines.